Hello everybody, Space Shark here, and we are back on Tier Maker. Welcome back to another Overwatch 2 tier list. So, the tier list I have set out for you today is Overwatch 2 Heroes, going from characters that are easy to get value out of, to characters that require the most skill to get the most value out of. I hope this is making sense to you. So, you're just going to see a bunch of characters in different categories, ranging from characters that you can pretty much carry games with easily because their skill ceiling is very low and their skill floor is very low, and it's gonna go up in skill needed to master some of these characters. You'll see. I hope I'm explaining this right, but again, this is subjective. I say this every video, so this is just my personal list, my opinion. If it offends you, flame me in the comments. Sorry to hear that. Let me know yours also. I love the feedback, and you guys are killing it with the likes and the comments, so thank you so much. You know, I am a small creator, and I do enjoy any type of feedback, really, so thank you. Alright, on to the video. First, we have D.Va. So, I think D.Va is a need some skill hero. So, D.Va's abilities are very easy to understand. Her most important one that you have to master, I should say, is her defense matrix. So many times I see D.Va's flicking on the defense matrix for something that would take away 50 HP. This is such a waste of the ability. This ability can cancel ults. Well, most ults. Graviton Surge, Hanzo's Dragon if you catch the arrow, Soldier 76 Tac Visor. You get the point. Projectiles. So, if you can master that, you can easily master her boosters and her micro missiles. So, and positioning. Make sure you're peeling for your team, and I would say D.Va is around the mid-tier level in terms of skill that we would need to master. Zenyatta. Zenyatta also needs some skill. So, Zenyatta generally, and to the most basic format, is a very easy character to understand and a very easy character to play. He brings value with his Discord Orb and Orbit Harmony, but to get the most value out of Zen, you have to rely on your positioning, and you have to rely on your tanks and your DPS peeling for you. Zen is someone who does not have a movement ability, so if you get flanked, you are dead. That is Zen's biggest downfall. You have to protect your Zen. So if your team's kind of pushing and they're forgetting that you're in the back line, maybe Zen's not someone you should use. But if you have that right group, that right team that will peel for you, the right tanks, the right DPS, Zen, I would put around need some skill to master. Bastion. Bastion is free value. We all know Bastion was free value. Come on. When in doubt, go Bastion. When you're losing, just go Bastion. That's how you win the game. At low elos, obviously. High elos, you're gonna get flamed up by your team. But yes, Bastion does very high DPS in his turret mode. Make sure you're using the turret mode correctly. Don't just waste it while moving to point. Put that on after the enemy has committed some of their abilities, their resources, and you will literally get free value out of Bastion. Bastion is great. Winston. Yikes, I don't know where to put Winston on this. He's either very hard or true mastery. Huh. I'm going to put him at very hard for right now. I might change it. Winston is a dive tank who requires positioning and map knowledge. Extreme map knowledge and positioning. So Winston's job is to jump on supports and DPS in the backline and force the team to peel for you. The peel onto you to get your other team to get your team to push in. So a lot of communication, and his abilities seem very basic, but that jump pack ability, if you really want to use it right, try to land on top of their supports with that, because that does do damage. And what's it called? Put in a little bit of melees, dance around inside your shield, and yeah. So I think Winston's a very hard character to master. McCree needs some skill. McCree's in the same boat as Zen here. McCree has no movement ability, so if that is wasted, and your sticky grenade is wasted, you're gonna have to duel one-on-one without your abilities. And if you're good at dueling, you'll be fine. You'll win most of your battles. But if you rely on your resources, your abilities, you're not going to have too much fun. He's also a character that relies on positioning. So be careful with that. I think McCree needs some skill if you're going to master. Sigma. Sigma is very hard. I don't think he's as hard as Winston. Only because Sigma does a lot more damage than Winston. He's a very high burst damage tank. So if you can land your orbs direct, free eliminations. But that's the problem. They are very hard to land. He also has a portable shield or a movable shield he can put where he wants. And he has his little suck ability, which pretty much gets him free HP if the enemy shoots you. It's kind of like a broke man's Zarya bubble, but you get the point. Combine his rock with the orbs, easy. But other than that, he is a pretty hard character to master, so he goes here and very hard. Widowmaker, very hard. Listen, I don't want all the Widow mains coming here saying true mastery, true. Oh, that was awful. Sorry. Widowmaker, she's very dependent on maps. That is her biggest gripe. So, Junkertown, King's Row, first point. Wow, I can't think of anything else. Wow. Circuit Royale, right at the door. She's great at those parts. But if you are not hitting headshots, you are getting no value for your team. So, you got to be clicking heads as Widowmaker. I don't think she needs some of the skill that you will see some of these other heroes in, but she is definitely a very hard character to master, so that is why she's here with these two. Orisa, free value. Are you kidding? Orisa has become a very easy tank. In fact, easier to play in Overwatch 2 than she was in Overwatch 1. She is pretty much unkillable. So, how you want to play Orisa is just ability simulator. You know, try to keep at least one of your abilities off cooldown and you're set, right? She has her Javelin Throw, which does a lot of damage to begin with. She has her Fortify, which makes her completely almost unkillable. Huge damage reduction. You can't hook her, you can't lift her, you can't boop her. No CC when she's fortified. And her Javelin Spin is kind of like a defense matrix. You can't hurt her. So if Orisa is a character you want to master, or a tank that you really want to master, you'll master her pretty quickly, no time. Baptiste needs some skill in my mind, in my opinion. He his heart. Okay, so I don't see enough of this with Baptiste mains. Well, you so-called Baptiste mains. You guys heal too much without doing damage. There is now. Don't quote me because I'm not a pro I'm not even a pro player. I'm like a gold, platinum, borderline diamond main in competitive. But when you're healing with your grenades, make sure you're adding in some fire in between those grenades. Otherwise, you're not really getting the true value out of Baptiste. And stop saving your ult. Even if you're alone, well, not alone. Don't waste ult alone. That is horrible. You are literally throwing if you do that. If you're kind of separated from your team, but you have a really nice angle for your ult, put it up. You know, Baptiste gets his ult pretty quickly. True mastery of Baptiste comes from his aim with the shooting and healing spread, as well as you taking high ground with his springy legs, as well as his immortality field. Stop putting the immortality field in the open, please. That is a waste. His ability is pretty much an ultimate, but you put it behind the wall where you could peek while still in the field, man, you're doing something right. And I would put him a little bit higher, but I don't think he's as hard as some of the other characters, and it would feel like I'm dragging some other characters down. Ashe is easy to play. Now, her ADS may be a little hard, but it's her dynamite which makes her easier to play. There is so much splash and AoE damage you could do from that. So many kills, so much damage. The hip fire is incredible too when you're close up. I typically only do ADS with Ashe if I'm taking out a Pharah or another sniper or someone that's like farther than 20 meters. But I hope you get what I'm saying. She's easy to play. Shouldn't be too hard to master. Genji. Oh, man. I don't know. I want to put him in true mastery, but I feel like Genji got easier to play in Overwatch 2. Actually, you know what? I am going to put him in True Mastery because the update actually came out today, I believe, which nerfed him a little bit. So now instead of 30 shurikens, he has 24, and I think he does 25 per shuriken damage-wise instead of 27, what he used to do. Cool. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I apologize. But yeah, he's going to be the first one in our True Mastery. Genji, you got to know how to do 180s. You got to have really good control with your sensitivity. You gotta have good not recoil control. God, that would suck. You have to have really good shuriken spread and keeping your crosshair. You gotta be really good at tracking and tracing people, and you gotta make sure Genji's very ability reliant. So make sure you're not wasting your deflect on something stupid. It's okay to take damage. That's why you have supports and healers. Master those. Genji is one of the hardest characters to play, but like I said, you master Genji, man. What are you doing in low elo? Sojourn needs some skill. She needs a nerf, to be completely honest. Her abilities are cracked. Now, she's very easy to play, and I don't know if she's really hard to master. She's pretty much a mobile Soldier 76, and I really don't know what else to say about her besides that she really needs a nerf. If you can land headshots every now and then with your railgun, you'll be good, and I don't think she really takes much skill to really master. Zarya, in my opinion, Zarya is now going to be a lot harder to play because of the nerf, but Zarya is very ability reliant, and she's very positioning reliant. Zarya relies on a pocket. She also relies on her supports pretty much. Now, if you're double bubbling yourself, you are greedy. I'm kidding. But save those bubbles for supports or anyone in danger. That is literally one of the most skillful things you could do as Zarya, is keeping the team fight alive. You are a tank, you have a huge health pool, your supports will heal you. Bubble yourself if you're in a dire situation, or if you need a lot of charge, but typically I would save at least one bubble for a teammate. And I put her in the very hard category. Junker Queen, I think she's easy to play. Now, there's not too much to Junker Queen. She's a brawl tank. She has a mid to high damage shotgun, if you want to call it a shotgun. And she's an up close and personal type of hero. So, right before you get the battle, commanding shout, run into battle, you get speed boost and an overheal boost. And what you want to do is try to land headshots with your gun, move around a lot, hit them with your hammer or an axe, and land knives on enemies and pull them into you. Kind of like Roadhog's hook in a way, just not as good as Roadhog's hook. But yeah, she's an easy character to play and shouldn't be too hard for you to master, and you'll get a lot of value out of her if you get really good with her. Moira, she's easy to play. Listen, Moira is so easy to play. Now, guys, just because your character is easy to play does not mean she's an insult. Whatever character you play, does not mean it's an insult. If you like a certain character, even if they're easy, so what? Grind that character, master that character, own that shit. So, Moira is easy, and part of the reason why is there's two things with Moira. She is impossible to kill if she has her shift off cooldown all the time. Do not use your shift to get into battle, please. If you want to use Moira correctly, run into battle, and when you're about to die, then shift out. Okay, you rely on that shift to stay alive. You are a very easy target if that's not a cooldown. Also, your P juice that you shoot at your hand, that is one of the highest forms of healing in the game, and you should be tapping it instead of holding it, because it heals after you let go of it. Just so you're aware, just for a little bit. But yeah, Moira's easy. She's also the best DPS in terms of supports in the game. Also, you should be carrying with Moira no matter what. She has one of the most powerful ults in the game, and she keeps the team fight alive. Easy to play. Mercy, easy to play. I don't think she's necessarily free value, because hi Star, doing your character now. Yeah, she's easy to play, not necessarily the easiest because she relies on her movement abilities. So Mercy got a rework where it's easy to do a super jump now. I remember a time in Overwatch 1 where the super jump was only been able to be done by pros and people who literally main Mercy. So don't just heal your teammates, make sure you are damage boosting them. Damage boosting as Mercy is so important, like you have no idea. For instance, Roadhog hooks someone, as he's pulling them in, switch the damage boost so he gets that free hit on them. and that's almost a kill. Please damage boost your teammate this Mercy. You will thank me later as you're climbing. Okay, Mei. Mei is... Oh, she's in between here. In my opinion, she got a little bit harder to play, so I'll put need some skill. If you want to master Mei, you need to play like an aerial denial character. You want to split off the enemy tank, enemy support, enemy DPS doesn't matter. You want to split off part of their team to make it a numbers advantage on your team. That is one of the most important things you can do. Spatial awareness is so important with Mei. Making sure you're using your ult correctly is so important with Mei. So, I recommend if you really want to master Mei, master the Ice Wall. With the Ice Wall, and I'm just giving you guys free tips here because I want everyone here to climb. I want everyone to be happy with their competitive game. Cut off the enemy team. I promise you, you will climb ranks with her. That is her most important ability in my mind. Okay, need some skill. Hanzo. Hanzo, oh man, this is rough because Hanzo, just like his brother, is hard to play. I'm putting him in very hard. I think Genji's a little bit harder to play in Hanzo. Well, you know what? I'll put the Weeaboo brothers up there together. So, I think from a skill floor, I think Genji's easier to play as a skill floor. Okay? Skill ceiling, I think Hanzo's slightly better. I know he's not picked as much as Genji. Well, he's not picked at all in Pro League because it's literally just Genji and Sojourn and Reaper, obviously. But yes, if you truly mastering Hanzo means you don't lose one-on-ones, you don't lose duels. You beat Sombra, you beat Moira, you beat Genji, you beat Widowmaker, you beat Reaper, you beat McCree, you beat almost everyone on this list that isn't a tank. And that's because if you land headshots, you don't lose. So, like I said, this is just for true mastery. If you truly master Hanzo, you are one of the deadliest in the game, okay? It's very hard to master him, obviously. So, Kiriko. Kiriko mains. I love you so much. I really do. But we haven't learned Kiriko's full extent to her abilities yet, so I'm going to put her in need some skill. She could move up as we figure out like the meta and more techs with her. But in my opinion, I think there's a certain glass ceiling with Kiriko where it kind of stops with the Protection Suzu. That your timing with that ability carries games. You deny not necessarily Reaper ults. You deny burst damage ults. You deny Riptire. You deny D.Va's bomb. Yes, you also deny the EMP, I believe. I could be wrong, but you deny Earth Shatter. So if you can master that thing alone, you're doing something right. But as far as true mastery, I think she's in the need some skill tier. Lucio. Lucio is a very hard character to play. Now, he has a very low skill floor. I've said this a lot, so if you don't know what that means is... What a low skill floor means is how little you could put in with getting value. Just because he has AoE makes him a low skill floor hero, but his skill ceiling is extremely high. And that all relies on you switching from speed boost and heal boost and his wall riding. Lucio is the fastest character in the game when he wall rides, and look up clips, montages on it. It's absolutely insane. So, if you can learn that, Lucio is a very hard character to play. I'm not sure if he's as hard as the Weeaboo brothers, but he's hard. Reaper, he's easy to play. I would put him in free value, but you need positional awareness at Reaper. You need to know who counters you. As Reaper, you have to be very close. So, snipers actually counter you unless you're able to get the jump on them, which is how you should be playing Reaper. Flank with Reaper. That's why you have your teleport. Go behind the team. Shotgun, you know. Be edgy, you Dark Lord. Yeah, he's easy to play. Ana, true mastery. Ana has the most broken abilities in the game behind Sojourn. No. Ana has it, and then it's Baptiste, and then Sojourn, in my opinion. So, Ana's Biotic Grenade is so powerful. Stop wasting that on yourself. Please, please, please. Use that. You can use it when your teammate is dying, sure, but save that for when the enemy is grouped up and you anti-heal all of them. They can't heal. You can master that and her mechanical skill with her ADS sniper shots. Man, you're doing something right. Don't be afraid to shoot the enemy too, guys. Stop waking up sleep targets too. I just gotta say that. Stop waking them up. Alright. Soldier, free value. Have you played Call of Duty? Yeah, you have? Well, you played Soldier 76. Junkrat. Easy to play. Junkrat mains are so toxic. Why is that? You know, Junkrat's fun to play. You spam down a choke, you spam down an angle, you spam down bottlenecks, and you're doing pretty good as Junkrat. I'm not really a Junkrat main, or I don't really play too much Junkrats. I don't know what to say about him, but I don't think he's that hard to master. I think his skill kind of stops around easy to play. He has a very low skill ceiling, in my opinion. Symmetra. Symmetra needs some skill. Symmetra falls into the same area as Reaper, where you have to have spatial awareness and map awareness. So if you learn maps and you understand them, you do really good as Symmetra. Place turrets in the right spot, you're good. Tracer needs some skill. I think Tracer got easier to play, in my opinion. Now that you only have to deal with one tank, and it's one tank, there's less people to peel for you. Tracer has got better and easier. Now, if this was Overwatch 1, she'd be very hard, because dealing with 2 tanks was near impossible. So, manage your blinks. Yeah, I'm just pretty much giving you examples and ways you could play these characters. So, manage your blinks. Always try to keep 1.5 blinks off cooldown. And, listen, if you're low on HP and you're not in a fight, don't recall just to gain that health back. That is a waste. Go to your healer or find a health back. But yeah, she needs some skill if you really want to get true mastery out of it. Wrecking Ball. Or Hammond. True mastery. Now, you shouldn't be dying as this character. And if you are, it should be less than 3 times a game. Like, if you're about to die, you roll out of there. Stop getting staggered as Wrecking Ball. He should be one of, if not the hardest hero to kill in the game. He has so much health with his overheal ability with the enemies around. Master map geometry. Master your grappling hook and how you come down. When you use your ult, swing up in the air, ult, pile driver, and that kind of drags into like the center of gravity for your minefield. I'm not a Hammond main, nor do I claim to be, but I know for a fact he's very hard to play. Roadhog, free value. Free value. If you don't know, if you want to main a tank, but you don't know who you want to main, Roadhog is your man. He is your beefy boy. Roadhog has a rebreather that heals 350 HP over the course of 1.5 seconds, and he has a hook to get easy picks on support. He is not hard to master at all, and you are literally getting free value just from being him. Reinhardt got harder to play, in my opinion. His ult isn't as good. He needs some skill. Reinhardt's main game is decision making. Okay, as you are a slow brawl tank when you play Reinhardt, so the team should be sticking to you when you play Reinhardt. So you are the decision maker. Whatever you do, they're gonna have to follow. You are a shield tank. So if you can get a good group that communicates well, you will do really good as Reinhardt. Other than that, I don't think he's too hard to master. A lot of Reinhardt's kit is mind games and knowing when to shatter, especially when it's a mirror matchup of a Rein versus Rein. I'm going to give you a little secret, because I main Rein, and please use this, because I'm so sick of seeing people just sit at a choke point with their shield up, waiting for the team to get a pick, and then finally moving in. When you come out of spawn, don't put up your shield right away. Get to the choke point, put up your shield, and walk into the enemy team. directly into the enemy team. Push straight to the point with your shield up. You'll see so much value, I guarantee you. Alright, need some skill. Pharah needs some skill. Pharah, you need field management, which is very important. When to use a jump pack, when to use your concussion grenade. She's not too hard to master. There's another flying character that is coming up next that is a lot harder. But you have to be really good with your aerial movements, moving back and forth, side to side, and strafing. So if you're not doing that, you're gonna be hit like a fly with a fly swatter. That's a horrible analogy. I'm sorry, horrible metaphor. But yeah, Pharah needs skill. Manage your fuel and your aerial movement. You're doing good. Echo, true mastery. Now, Echo is probably top of the list, and that is because of her ult. So you gotta know how to play every character and how to use their ult if you're gonna be playing Echo. Well, if you want to master Echo. Remember, this is a mastery list. How hard it is to master your character. Echo may be the hardest character to master in the game. You kind of have to know every character, and that's all I really got to say. I don't want to go into it because I don't know too much about her. I just know how difficult she is to play. Sombra, easy to play. If this was Overwatch 1, she'd be very hard, but she got so easy to play. You can now hack while you're invisible, okay? Damage increased by 20%, I believe, or they lose 20% health now after the newest patch when you hack them. Sombra is a workhorse. She carries teams, and you shouldn't have to... Remember, this isn't bad if they're easy to play. It just means that they're easier to master, in my opinion. And it's my opinion. It's my opinion. Brig, free value. Now, Brig should be one of the highest healers in the game. Getting the highest healing value in the game. You literally heal your team by doing damage. So with Brig, you actually want to do damage, because that is one of the fastest ways you can heal your team. So also with Brig, watch out for flankers, protect your Mercy, protect your Zen. They will thank you for it, and so will your rank. You will climb. Torbjorn, free value, easy to play. Hardest thing about Torbjorn is his gun. So his shotgun alternate fire is easy. It's his single shot projectile that has an arc to it that is kind of hard to use. Master your turret placement and limit your overcharge usage. You should be good. Doomfist, true mastery. Doomfist got a lot harder to play in Overwatch 2. Trust me on this. He had Overwatch 1, he was a freaking nightmare. Fucking nightmare, whatever. Overwatch 2, a lot harder to play. Master his movements, his techs. Man, scary. Doomfist is scary. Wow, that was a long list. I apologize to anyone who fell asleep, and I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. I really enjoy making this. But yeah, this is Space Shark signing out. I love you guys. Goodbye.